Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the National Outlaw Racing Association ARCA series. I am your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and we are coming to you live from EchoPark Speedway, where it is do or die time for these drivers in the first round of the playoffs. These drivers will be competing for 120 laps tonight. The weather tonight is 77 degrees. These skies are partly cloudy, and that track temperature is sitting at a nice cool 87 degrees. A big change from what we've been seeing last night at Iowa in the Cup Series. One of the biggest concerns in the Cup Series last night was tire wear. And not only that, we had 2 blown tires reported in race as well. Not something you get to see a whole lot of, especially on shorter races on iRacing. But that is definitely a concern with the new update. Something these drivers will have to take into account here at EchoPark Speedway. While it is a 1.5 mile tri-oval, it does drive like a super speedway. The draft, oh so important here. Qualifying, getting ready to get underway. The rules for tonight's events: these drivers will be given 3 sets of tires, 65% fuel, and 1 quick repair to get this one done. And with that 65% fuel, the drivers are looking at a pit window of 70 and below laps. It's all going to depend on where you are at in the field, whether you're pushing or being pushed, how well you can save in the draft. That's going to be a huge factor on that pit window tonight. We're looking at qualifying here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our standings here tonight. Our top 12 drivers who have made the playoffs: Preston Shepard leading the points race with 1,161 points. And second place is Sean Merriman with 1,647 points. Wesley Lynch running third with 1,561 points. Cody Sanderson in fourth with 1,546 points. In fifth is Omar Rodriguez Jr. with 1,511 points. Connor Price in sixth with 1,466 points. Jordan Stencil in seventh with 1,444 points. Jackson Sibley in eighth with 1,341 points. Michael Boyd in ninth with 1,327 points. Seth LaCroix in 10th with 1,318 points. Craig Peterson in 11th with 1,298 points. And rounding out your playoff field is Hunter Geyer in 12th with 1,291 points. The times are coming in for qualifying here. Take a live look here. Connor Price currently leading the pack with the fastest lap so far tonight. One thing we have got to talk about: last week's race, the ending to that one. Seth LaCroix leading with 1 to go, taken out by Cody Sanderson. Seth LaCroix definitely voiced his displeasure in his interview. We had some bonus interviews for you last night, and that continued after a fact in the group chat here. So we will be keeping an eye on those two. Cody Sanderson denies any wrongdoing. That is up for you guys, the fans, to decide, and for them to work it out on track tonight. So we will be keeping an eye on them here tonight as this race goes on. Still a few cars on track to qualify. But we're going to go ahead and head down trackside for our opening ceremonies, presented by URA Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able. Remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem.
At the twilight's last gleaming
All right, and we are back, folks. Just waiting on qualifying to finish up here. Live look at our standings so far. Omar Rodriguez Jr. sitting on the pole. Seth LaCroix looks like he'll be rolling off a second. Michael Boyd rounding out your top three, and we have moved over to gridding. Getting ready to get this one underway. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our official grid here tonight. Once again, Omar Rodriguez Jr. will be starting on the pole in the number 92. Seth LaCroix to his outside in the 29, starting second. Michael Boyd will roll off third in the 21 car. Connor Price starting fourth in the 48. Jackson Sibley will roll off fifth in the 7. In sixth place will be Hunter Geyer driving the number 17. Wesley Lynch will roll off 7th in the 33 car. Jordan Stencil rolling off 8th in the 83. Jonathan Wiley will start 9th in the 24. Tristan Haynes will roll off 10th in the 99. And 11th will be Travis Neiman driving the number 20. Preston Shepard going to be starting 12th here, driving the number 52. In 13th will be Craig Peterson driving the number 53. Stephen Linger is going to roll off 14th in the 91. Cody Sanderson will be starting 15th, driving the number 5 car. John Anthony will be starting 16th, driving the number 32. 17th will be Ethan Straub, driving the number 13 car. Chris Jones will be rolling off 18th, driving the number 6. Mike Hill starting 19th, driving the number 27. And 20th will be Thomas Adams, driving the 64 Aaron's Dream Machine. Sean Merriman will roll off 21st in the 18 car. Alex Finney will be rolling off 22nd in the 80. Tanner Witt will start 23rd, driving the 88. Robert Lawson going to be rolling off 24th in the 45 car. And rounding out your field in 25th will be the 12 of Ryan Mack. See drivers now making their way onto the track for their parade lap. All right, and we do have a development here up at the front. It appears that Seth LaCroix, Omar Rodriguez Jr. are being moved to the back, as well as Connor Price. Not sure what is going on there. But the pace truck is off. We're getting ready to get this one underway, folks. Michael Boyd will lead them to the green flag now. And green flag is out, and we are racing lap 1 of 120. As they head off down into turns 1 and 2. 2 by 2. No one giving an inch. And this is not the track we're going to see drivers getting spread out at. The draft is very important here. Once again, it's only 1.5 miles, but it does drive like a super speedway. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of drivers trying to take it single file here. But for the time being, they're going to race 2 by 2. I know that 17 there of Hunter Geyer's looking for a push. He wants to get out in front. Once again, that 17 car, your Bristol winner this season. And that win really catapulted him to the playoffs here. The last car in the playoffs, it would be huge for him to be able to lock down a win or even a top 5 here tonight. We see a car out of line. Looks like Chris Jones getting into him. I believe that was Tristan Haynes. He You see Chris Jones there in that 6 car. Looks like he may have cut a tire getting into him there. He's going to have to cut it down low. We will stay green, though, but Chris Jones is going to have to pit early after taking damage. You saw sparks flying out from underneath that 6 car. But we're going to stay green, and that kind of shook up the field there. You see that first pack developing. Kind of getting some separation here. An outside line going to have to build back up again, and Preston Shepard, you see him up there on the top side of your screen. He is out there trying to catch the draft off Wesley Lynch, but he has no help from behind to give him a push. We see Jonathan Wiley going to the lead there. Looks like he made contact with the 83 of Jordan Stencil. Stencil able to keep that car under control. Jonathan Wiley beginning to run away with it. Powers to the lead. Jonathan Wiley up 6 positions from where he started. Still clean racing. No cautions yet. 5 laps in. Joshua Edmonds saying Apex is going to run through the field. I think that might have been on Seth LaCroix's mind. Checking in with him. Not sure if that was an ask for EOL or maybe you know, some admin stepping in for the frustrations from last week. Seth very vocal in his opinion, having to take a poster or a EOL at the beginning of this one, but he is already on the move. But his teammates getting spread out there. Go back to the front. Jordan Stencil has now moved to the lead. Jonathan Wiley caught out there all by himself. He is dropping back in the pack on the high side. Now looking for some help from that 27 of Mike Hill. Samuel Reed, what are you talking about, literally or figuratively? And a quick update for you football fans. The Texans have just pulled ahead of the Steelers with a touchdown in the second quarter. So now these front runners are starting to pull away. You see the top 3 cars single file there. Hunter Geyer on that top line looking for some help out of his teammate there, Jackson Sibley. Joseph Benson entering the chat. What is going on, Joseph? We are looking forward to seeing you back on track for the Cup Series here in the coming months. Sam, you have lost me, man. All right, and now we're starting to see everyone getting single file, falling into the line. Lap 10 complete of 120. Here's the top 10. Content with going single file now. Another update, that 29 of Seth LaCroix continuing that charge to the front. He is up to 15th. Checking back in with that 18 of Sean Merriman. He is our defending champion, looking to defend his title here. Currently sitting second in the standings, but not having the showing he has wanted so far today. Sitting back there in 16th. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of strategy out of that 18 of Sean Merriman. So we will be keeping an eye on the 18 of Sean Merriman. He tends to show up later in the race. And one thing that we tend to see out of him, Sean Merriman does have an unorthodox pit strategy a lot of times, and that was his key to winning the championship last season. We talked about the fuel strategy here. It is very tough to call out the pit windows. It's going to depend on how well these guys can save in the draft. It looks like Sean Merriman is looking to make the long run. Now, once again, I was talking to Seth LaCroix earlier on. But once you get full pedal to the metal, 100% on that throttle, those laps will drop tremendously. So if you do save the best you can, though, this race can be done on just one fuel stop. The question is, though, how well are these tires going to hold up as this race goes on? Once again, last night in the Cup Series, that was a hotter track, but we saw a couple of blown tires. Now we see Preston Shepherd on the outside there looking for a run. Omar Rodriguez Jr. pushing that 52 car. All right, guys, I am double checking my audio right now. I'm not seeing an issue on my end. I do apologize about that, Joseph. Checking in with Preston Shepherd. He's got a run there, trying to get up to the front here to compete. Jordan Stencil, still our leader, though, leading Michael Boyd. Wesley Lynch in third. Hunter Geyer in fourth. Preston Shepherd bringing up your top five. One thing I'd like to point out, we saw a lot of beating and banging here at the beginning of this one. Everyone jockeying for position. But it looks like everyone has calmed down. Oh, Mike Hill out of shape there. He's stuck in the middle. Cars with nowhere to go, but it looks like they're going to keep it clean there. That's the 13 of Ethan Straub stuck behind him. But he will survive that. Seth LaCroix just narrowly getting around as well. But as I was saying about that clean racing, something we've not seen a lot of here in the ARCA series is green flag pit stops. We saw that, I believe it was our first real round of green flag pit stops last week. And, a couple of drivers having some trouble getting on pit road. We could see more of that here at Atlanta. As they go down the backstretch, you're going to notice a blue line with a cone there. Correction, yellow line with a cone. And that is the pit entrance. The pit entrance is at the entrance to turn 3. You have to be down on the apron. You can maintain whatever best speed you can until you get around to the actual pit entrance on the front stretch. But that could pose a challenge for some of these drivers if it does come down to green flag pit stops. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that, as we are already 21 laps into this race and no cautions as of yet. Moving back to the middle of the pack there. They are still running 2 by 2. Omar Rodriguez Jr. still trying to push that 52 of Preston Shepherd. You see that top line starting to break up yet again. These drivers, once again, content to run single file for the most part here, it looks like, up front. An update on that 27 of Mike Hill. We saw him out of shape there going through the tri-oval. He just had to pull it down pit road and getting that car worked on. Got to be a frustrating way to start the night here. Mike Hill currently sitting multiple laps down. Your other lap cars include the 12 of Ryan Mack and the 6 of Chris Jones. Chris Jones also had an issue earlier on in this one. And they're now working their way around the 64 of Thomas Adams as well. He will fall a lap down. And closing in with Tristan Haynes as well. A little bit uncharacteristic of out of that 99 car. Still rocking his Christmas paint scheme, by the way. Jordan Stencil firmly in first place for the time being. Now 25 laps into this one. The other thing we've got to worry about, especially if you are a pusher here, is getting some air over that nose. You do run the risk of overheating and blowing your engine if you do not poke your nose out there every once in a while. As you see Wesley Lynch running just a little bit lower than Michael Boyd through the turns, trying to get air over that intake to cool that engine down. We move back to the pack. You see Preston Shepard in that 52 getting one heck of a run, and they've decided it's time to move around Jordan Stencil there. Michael Boyd going to the lead. Hunter Geyer was the third car in line, but he's going to jump out from behind. Wesley Lynch get underneath him. Geyer underneath Wesley Lynch. He's got to get some help, though. He's going to need a push as Michael Boyd moves back up to the top of the track. Lynch is going to get the pull from Michael Boyd with that draft there. Boyd now moving back to the bottom. That's enough to pull Hunter Geyer around and help him complete the pass, taking over second. So Michael Boyd moves to first place, Hunter Geyer to second, Wesley Lynch to third. And another quick update on the NFL wildcard game. It appears C.J. Stroud has just fumbled, and the Steelers have recovered the ball. Now we see Hunter Geyer giving Michael Boyd a push. He is all over that rear bumper, trying to push him down the backstretch. Gotta be careful with those pushes, especially here at Atlanta. Only 30 laps into this, a quarter of the way through. Gotta rethink maybe some of the pushing going on here. It's a lone race, still 90 laps to go in this one. Do not want to push too early and too hard here and get yourself in some trouble. Checking back in with Seth LaCroix. He is currently in second place in a pack. In our second pack here, running 12th. Looks like a little bit less aggressiveness out of this second pack. They are all single file. We're starting to see some breakups. Everyone trying Yep, everyone thinking about avoiding the big one that tends to come out at these super speedways. And we're going to step aside for a quick commercial break.
Do you love Orlando's theme parks, but the long lines have you losing the magic? Introducing Ride Waits, the Apple Watch app designed to help you skip the stress and ride more, with real-time wait times and park info right on your wrist. Whether you're exploring Walt Disney World, adventuring through Universal Orlando, or taking it all in at SeaWorld, Ride Waits helps you navigate smarter and get the most out of your visit. No more wandering, no more guessing, just more riding. And it's not just wait times. Ride Waits also offers tips on the best times to ride, general park info, and helpful alerts so you never miss out on your favorite attraction. Whether you're planning ahead or making game day decisions in the park, Ride Waits keeps everything you need at a quick glance away. Ride Waits, your wrist-side guide to the best parks in Orlando. Available now on the Apple Watch store.
Not affiliated with or endorsed by any theme park brand.
All right, and we are back. Michael Boyd still in the lead, 35 laps in the books. We see Jordan Stencil there hanging back there in fourth. He was leading the race earlier. He is hungry to get back to that lead. Preston Shepard, he's one that we've been keeping an eye on. And pit stops have started here, 36 laps in. Cody Sanderson going around to the lead. He will stay out. Michael Boyd leading the field down pit road. So it appears everyone going to get down pit road clean. Michael Boyd, though, moving up the track. Looks like he pushed a little bit too hard. Hunter Geyer, though, staying tight to the inside. Looks like he may have gained an inch or two on Michael Boyd. We'll have to keep an eye on this when they come back out. But Cody Sanderson out there on track all by himself now. No drafting help. And he's going to go around another time. No teammates out there to help him out right now. Looks like he may be the last one to pit as the rest of the field going to come down pit road. And appears Jordan Stencil winning the race off pit road there. Now Sanderson's going to bring his way down pit road. That's going to spread everyone out. So we've already got Wesley Lynch catching up to Jordan Stencil. Wesley Lynch using that draft to try and slingshot himself around the 33. I'm sorry, the 83, Wesley Lynch to the lead. Back to our third place driver right now, Hunter Geyer. And he's got a posse looking to catch up to those top two guys. 4 cars in this group. Saw Michael Boyd there on that high side. He's now going to fall in line. Hunter Geyer's got help from Jackson Sibley and the 12 of Ryan Mack. Those are both his teammates there. Ryan Mack a lap down, though. Sorry, Ryan Mack, I believe, 2 laps down. But he can still play a factor in this, helping his teammate out. They've got a posse. They're going to look to hunt down Wesley Lynch and Jordan Stencil. They are running faster laps with all that energy that's built up. So the more cars you have, the more energy you can build up in the draft, and the quicker you're going to get your way around this speedway. And now that the pack has broken up, though, we're starting to see a little bit of fall off of times, though. Best laps looking to be around 30.8 seconds. The times have climbed up to 31.2. So you can see the difference. Ryan Mack just trying to do a good job of pushing his teammate around. And just behind them, you have another pack being led by the 52 of Preston Shepard, Sean Merriman, Omar Rodriguez Jr. in that pack as well. And there's a lot of skill there. Preston Shepard, our leader in points coming into this one. Sean Merriman, our defending champion, and currently second in points. And Omar Rodriguez Jr. currently sitting fifth in points. And Seth LaCroix at the tail end of that pack as well. A lot of talent in that pack. Preston Shepard moving out of the way, though. Sean Merriman got a run. Maybe getting in the back of that 52 car. Preston Shepard thinks better of it, and he just moves up the track, and he's going to let that pack go on by and fall in line in the back. Back to these top two, Wesley Lynch, Jordan Stencil, still working together, trying to stay out front. They've got a 2-second lead over Hunter Geyer and his pack, though. We see Ryan Mack now moving out of the way. Jackson Sibley going to try and make his way up to the back bumper of Hunter Geyer. He will. Ryan Mack back in the line. And Thomas Adams going to join that line as well. Even with all these cars and all that energy built up, they are not closing the gap with our leaders Wesley Lynch and Jordan Stencil yet, though. We do apologize for the inaccuracy on the pit window here. We were told by some of the guys that were practicing they were showing 70 laps before they had to pit, but it appears that everyone needed to pit around lap 30. Now Hunter Geyer's pack starting to gain some ground. Now down to a 1.9 second gap between him and the leader, Wesley Lynch. They're going to make their way around the 6 of Chris Jones here. Checking back on our third pack. Yeah, Sean Merriman currently leading that one. Omar Rodriguez Jr. in second. Sorry, Omar Rodriguez Jr. running seventh. He is second in line. We have the 53 of Craig Peterson, Seth LaCroix, and Steven Linger bringing up the rear of that pack. Showing you the distance between Wesley Lynch and Hunter Geyer, leader of that second pack and being headed up by his teammates. Hunter Geyer and Jackson Sibley both competing for a championship here as well. Hunter Geyer needs that win if he wants to make it to the next round of the playoffs, though. He is definitely in the hole sitting there in 12th. Wesley Lynch and Jordan Stencil now getting some help from some lap cars. Still losing ground to Hunter Geyer in that second pack. Moving back further back in the pack, checking in with the 5 of Cody Sanderson. He's linked up with his teammate there, Jonathan Wiley. They've got a posse as well. That pack being led by, I believe that is the 91 of Steven Linger. Seven cars there, all trying to work together, trying to catch back up. They have got some work to do if they want to get back in this one. We're going to go ahead and ride along with Hunter Geyer here. Just get a look of what he is seeing right here. He is now within spitting distance of those two leaders, only 0.7 of a second separating him from them. He is now close enough to start to get the benefits of the draft coming off the 83 of Jordan Stencil. You can see just how quickly he is closing that gap. And Geyer going to move to the outside here. Sibley going with him. He thought about going back low, trying to get a little bit more of a pull off that 83 of Jordan Stencil, but he's got some teammates working with him. Michael Boyd staying low there. Race is on for the lead. Michael Boyd not sticking with his pack there. He's going to go and try and help these leaders. Just looking to keep it single file on the low side. Ryan Mack, though, looking to catch up to Jackson Sibley and give his teammates a push, even though he is a lap down. But it looks like they're not going to need it. Jackson Sibley, Hunter Geyer moving up towards the front. Hunter Geyer pulls out in front of Wesley Lynch. He's staying in that middle line, though, trying to help his teammate, pull his teammate around Wesley Lynch. Hunter Geyer's got to be thinking in the back of his mind that he is sitting last in the playoff standings right now. But he wants to take himself and his teammate, Jackson Sibley, to the next round. Now halfway through this one, lap 60 of 120. Warhorse Racing Team losing a little bit of ground there. Wesley Lynch moving back to the lead after that run out of Hunter Geyer and Jackson Sibley. They're stuck on the high side, and they need some help here. Update, we have our second round of green flag pit stops. Seth LaCroix, Omar Rodriguez Jr., Sean Merriman heading down pit road early on here. Update on the pit strategy. Once again, everyone looks like everyone pitted around lap 30, between lap 36 and 38. So LaCroix, Rodriguez Jr., and Sean Merriman trying to short pit here. They will fall a lap down to the leaders. Looks like we may have an issue out of Wesley Lynch. Some blinking out of that 33 car. Trying to keep track of him. Jordan Stencil is in the lead. We see that blinking continuing for the 33 of Wesley Lynch, and it looks like we are trying to figure out where he's actually at on track, but it looks like he has dropped out of that lead pack with those blinking issues. So now Michael Boyd pushing Jordan Stencil. Hunter Geyer trying to find a way around. Update, LaCroix, Rodriguez Jr., and Merriman all off of pit road. They have come out together and are working together. They get together quickly to pick up that draft, trying to help each other out. And we should see pit stops here from everyone else here in about the next 10 to 15 laps or so. We've been talking all season about Sean Merriman's unorthodox pit strategy. He likes to go in when everyone else stays out, and he likes to stay out when everyone else goes in, and it paid off for him last season. It looks like maybe some talking between him and Seth LaCroix, Omar Rodriguez Jr., and that Apex Racing team, and maybe working together here. You know, LaCroix and Rodriguez Jr. trying to take a page out of Sean Merriman's book to improve their chances of being able to finish up front in this one and hopefully take home a championship for them. We're going to keep our eye on the leaders, waiting to see when they do decide to come down pit road. Jordan Stencil still in the lead. have a couple more takers on pit road. Connor Price, Robert Lawson coming down pit road. Connor Price, another member of that Apex Racing team. They're pitting early here. So it should be about between 4 and 8 more laps. We should see the rest of the field come down pit road. And here comes Hunter Geyer. Jackson Sibley going to come down pit road, leaving Michael Boyd and Jordan Stencil out there all by themselves. Hunter Geyer and Jackson Sibley coming down all by themselves. Craig Peterson, Travis Neiman, Steven Linger, Tanner Witt, Cody Sanderson, Jonathan Wiley all still staying out here. Jordan Stencil, Michael Boyd going to bring it down pit road. Looks like Craig Peterson staying out. He's going to jump to the lead here. Once again, Craig Peterson, not one we've talked about very much throughout the season, but he's squeaked his way into the playoffs, currently sitting in 11th. He's trying to lock down some bonus points here by leading a lap. Hunter Geyer and Jackson Sibley coming off of pit road, and it looks like they may be able to get those cars up to speed to catch the draft of the pack in front of them. Peterson and Neiman now coming down pit road. Tanner Witt going to take over the lead, joined by Cody Sanderson, Jonathan Wiley, and Alex Finney. As well as Tristan Haynes in that 99 car, still multiple laps down for him. Alex Finney now coming down pit road, so that just leaves Tanner Witt, Cody Sanderson, and Jonathan Wiley out there. Looks like they're going to come down this time by Hunter Geyer and Jackson Sibley going to get their lap back, and it looks like they will be in position to take over the lead here. Back a little bit further back, Jordan Stencil, Michael Boyd still working together. Jackson Sibley is now pulled out in front of Hunter Geyer, and they will take over the lead as Jonathan Wiley, Cody Sanderson still sitting on pit road. So Sibley to the lead for the first time tonight. So, and judging by the pit window we've seen, these guys still need one more pit stop to get this one done. We're going to go ahead and step aside for another quick commercial break.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn one. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here. At FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated.
All right, and we are back. Still green flag racing. Race being led by Jackson Sibley. Jordan Stencil, Michael Boyd trying to catch up. Seth LaCroix moving back to 5th there with Omar Rodriguez Jr. and Sean Merriman in tow. LaCroix, Rodriguez Jr. and Sean Merriman over 15 seconds back, though. They're going to need something more to try and get this gap closed up to be able to race these leaders at the end. But Jordan Stencil and Michael Boyd within spitting distance of the leader, only a second separating those two, and it looks like they may be able to collect that 13 of Ethan Straub to help them out, try and get a little bit more energy and get a little bit of a faster lap than our two leaders. It does appear, though, they are being pulled by Hunter Geyer's draft, though. So Stencil and Boyd have caught the two leaders. Michael Boyd jumping to the outside there. Looks like he thought about trying to drive around. Not going to do it, though. All right, so we are now down to 36 laps to go. These guys are in the window for their last pit stop. Just going to take a look at everyone's last pit stop lap, and you see 5th, 6th, and 7th, LaCroix, Rodriguez, and Merriman last pitted on lap 62. That is 12 or 60. That is 12 laps earlier than everyone else. They're now 25 laps into this run. Their pit window looking to be in about 10 laps. They could make it from here to the end. We're going to have to keep an eye on these guys to see what they decide to do now that they're in that last pit window. Although they have gotten together with, that is the 53 of Craig Peterson and the 20 of Travis Neiman. Starting to build up some energy. 5 cars there together, all on the lead lap. And every one of these drivers in this pack knows what it takes to win and finish up front. But as this lead pack has collected a couple of lap cars to help them build up the energy, Seth LaCroix, Rodriguez Jr., and Sean Merriman have got to be thinking, when do we pit? And James Terrell Wheeler is not present in this race, not sure where he is at. But this will be the second race in a row that the 43 of Terrell Wheeler has missed. Checking back in that pack, Seth LaCroix. This pack is now being caught. All right, looks like our third pack back being led by Tanner Witt in that 88. Cody Sanderson in that pack as well. Jonathan Wiley, Alex Finney, Connor Price, Robert Lawson, and Stephen Linger. When these two packs get together, it could be dangerous for those guys in front. They're going to have a lot of energy built up here. Looking at Tanner Witt's times for the time being, he is well in the green, running almost a second or a half a second faster than these lead guys. Looks like we may have had a shakeup up front. Going back to check in with that. Jackson Sibley still our leader, though. Now down to 30 laps to go. Keep your eyes here on Seth LaCroix in that 29, Omar Rodriguez Jr. in that 92, Sean Merriman in that 18. They're going to have to pit earlier than the rest of this pack. They have got to defend that bottom line. And here's something we've been waiting to see, the 5 and the 29 racing side by side after that last lap last week. Cody Sanderson and Seth LaCroix side by side, and, you know, it's safe to say these two just plain don't like each other right now. Sanderson going to be able to jump out to the front here, being helped by Jonathan Wiley and Preston Shepard. Down to 20 to go. LaCroix, Rodriguez Jr., and Merriman still staying out here. Their pit window quickly approaching. With this draft, though, those three can probably save just a little bit of fuel. Now that this pack has gotten linked up, you don't want to break up that draft here. But LaCroix, Rodriguez Jr., and Merriman going to come down pit road. So we're going to see if this pays off. Jackson Sibley still leading our front pack. They will put LaCroix, Rodriguez Jr., and Merriman a lap down here as they come down pit road. With time winding down in this one, this last pit stop could decide who wins the race. We saw with our second set of green flag pit stops, Jackson Sibley and Hunter Geyer very quick getting down pit road, getting through that corner, and able to make up the ground, take over the lead here. So we'll see if they can work some magic here as we are down to 25 to go, only one more pit stop remaining. Stephen Linger coming down pit road. We see Seth LaCroix and company. They have pulled off of pit road just in front of the leaders here. LaCroix, Merriman, and Omar Rodriguez Jr. already a lap down. Jackson Sibley thinking about going around for a second time. Does not look like that pit strategy is going to pay off for Sean Merriman and company. Once again, taking a look at everyone's last pit stop lap. Sibley, Geyer, Stencil, Boyd, all pitted lap 71, 72. It looks like they're going to come down pit road this time by Sibley and Geyer leading them down pit road. Sibley not wasting any time. Hunter Geyer kind of got left in the dust, trying to make up some ground, trying to stay close to his teammate here. Cody Sanderson and his group going to stay out. And they will take over the lead when they come around to the start and finish this time by. Checking in with Sean Merriman and company here. They're getting their lap back as we move over. Hunter Geyer, Jordan Stencil, Jackson Sibley all coming off of pit road. Looks like Hunter Geyer stuck on pit road. Geyer has been shown the black flag. We've just gotten an update. Geyer too fast entering pit road. That is a costly mistake, and he has got to be kicking himself right now. I tell you what, the only person that's probably more mad at Hunter Geyer than Hunter Geyer right now is that man right there, Jackson Sibley, in that 7 car. They have worked well together all night trying to make up that ground, take over the lead. Now Jackson Sibley pulling off a pit road without his teammate, no one to draft with. Jordan Stencil, though, about currently 2 seconds back from Jackson Sibley. So Sanderson is now our leader, and he's got a posse, about, looks like 8 cars in that pack, all working together, trying to stick together, keeping that draft up. We are now down to 18 laps to go. This lead pack all still has to pit again, though. Hunter Geyer now back on track after having to serve his black flag. That is a costly mistake. 2 laps down now for the 17 car. We're going to check in with that 7 of Jackson Sibley. Jordan Stencil able to close that gap with him with some help from Michael Boyd. And Jordan Stencil not going to try and make a move around Jackson Sibley here this time by. He just catches up. He's going to lock right onto that bumper. Once again, Jordan Stencil, also a championship driver, a playoff driver. And he is competing with Jackson Sibley. Jordan Stencil currently in 7th, Jackson Sibley in 8th. So they are on the bubble trying to punch their ticket to the next round here. I tell you what, after seeing some of the tempers flare last week, yeah, you know, maybe these two agreeing that they've been working together all night, running together. You know, maybe some agreements between these two. You know, we're just going to try and make it to the next round of the playoffs. No need to race each other aggressively here. We can work together and try and make it to the next round of the playoffs and even gain some points and some positions here going into the next round of the playoffs. Now down to 12 laps to go, and checking in Cody Sanderson and company still staying out. Sanderson and Wiley, as well as Tanner Witt, Alex Finney, all pitted on lap 75 or 74. So it looks like they'll be running low on fuel here. There's not quite enough to make it to the end. And they have got to be thinking save, save, save. See Ryan Mack there exiting pit road. And now Cody Sanderson, Jonathan Wiley. Looks like they're going to come down pit road. It looks like Cody Sanderson may be showing the black flag here. I'm not sure if he got below that line. Getting on to pit road. Looking for an update. No black flag yet for Cody Sanderson. Going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm not sure if I would call that a safe entry there. We're going to go back and see if we can take a look at this. Looks like it is a little bit too far back for iRacing's replay here. So watch this entrance by the 5 of Cody Sanderson. He is definitely not below that white line. He gets it down low towards the end of it, but when he crossed the line, he was not below that white line. It does look like the 5 of Cody Sanderson has been shown the black flag here. And with that, Jackson Sibley, Jordan Stencil, Michael Boyd will move back to the front of the pack. Our top 3 here with 8 to go. And the next car back is the 18 of Sean Merriman. Also joined by Seth LaCroix and Omar Rodriguez Jr. They are 17 seconds back. All right, and we've got some guys from the Apex camp. Yeah, 5 to the rear. That was 2 tires outside the commit box. So I thought the Apex racing community would probably be thrilled seeing that out of the 5 car. Because the 5 will go a lap down. All right, we are now down to 5 to go. So Jackson Sibley still the leader. Jordan Stencil in second, Michael Boyd in third. Now they have no pressure out the back. The next car is back, 17 seconds. Not enough time for them to make up the ground in 5 laps unless we get a late race caution. It looks like this will be our top 3. I tell you what, we are going to try and listen into Jordan Stencil's radio here. We have hopped into his Discord and just trying to stay updated here as he competes with Jackson Sibley and Michael Boyd here for the win. And it could be any of these 3 guys' this race as we are down to 3 to go. All quiet on Jordan Stencil's radio. Now down to 2 to go as they make their way down the backstretch. And we're going to go ahead and check in with Warhorse Racing's radio now. See if there is any chatter going on or if it is just all concentration as Jackson Sibley is going to lead them around
You got
to
this,
the
Jackson.
white
Lock in,
flag.
buddy.
Hunter Geyer cheering on his teammate. White flag is out. Next flag ends the race. It is going to be one of these 3. Is Jordan Stencil going to make a move? He is. He goes to the outside of Jackson.
High on me.
He goes to the outside of Jackson
They
Sibley.
side-drafted me. I'm third. I knew it was coming. There was nothing I could do about it.
All right, and you could hear the disappointment in Jackson Sibley's voice as Jordan Stencil going to take home the checkered flag. Michael Boyd in second. Jackson Sibley finishes third. And Jordan Stencil will make his way around to the front stretch. He is going to burn it down. This is Jordan Stencil's first win of the season, and what a time for it to come here at EchoPark Speedway. First round of the playoffs, and the celebration begins. And Jordan Stencil going to park it right there at the start and finish line. We're going to go ahead and move on to our post-race interviews, and we will kick it off with the 7 of Jackson Sibley. Jackson, it is Austin up in the booth. You got me? Jackson, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, man. So we were tuned into your team radio for that last lap. We could hear the disappointment in your voice. But third place, still nothing to shake your head at. You have run a heck of a race, and that should be good enough to punch your ticket to the next round of the playoffs. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good, and it was a good race. I'm glad to be through. I'm a little upset right now at the end of that race. I think Hunter and I ran an absolutely perfect race when we needed to. I knew going into today that we were going to be fast. I don't know why. I just felt it in practice. I just felt pretty good today. I knew Hunter and I and Craig would all have something to say this first round, and for Hunter and I to run that perfect race and be set up perfectly for the end, and Stencil to ask him what the shape of Italy is and then give him the boot entering the pits wasn't that cool. But yeah, still ended up with a third place finish, so bittersweet.
All right. So is that what happened? We missed it. We saw Hunter Geyer being shown the black flag here in the pits. We were not aware that he had been given the boot. So I was going to ask, who's more mad at themselves right now? Or who's more mad at Hunter Geyer? Hunter Geyer or you? But it sounds like there was something we missed here on the broadcast.
Yeah, we all pit together, and we were entering fast. And I mean, I'll say that, you know, we were coming in hot, but we were ready to make it. And Stencil behind Hunter used him to slow down and punted Hunter enter and caused him to get a speeding penalty. And then they were gonna drive around me at the end. I knew it for the last 20 laps, but part of racing. I just hope Hunter somehow can still make it in the playoffs, and I'm glad to be there myself. And hopefully Craig made it through. I'm hoping Warhorse can represent in the round of 8.
All right. Well, you guys definitely showed that you are here to race. And even if Hunter and Craig are not able to make it through, you guys have definitely proved that you will work well together to at least try and get you up to the front here. But I've got to ask, is it, that little boot by Jordan Stencil the beginning of a new team rivalry here?
I mean, we'll see how he reacts. I mean, I'm not gonna get into all that, because after this it focuses. We got one race at a time, so I guess we'll just have to see what happens in the round 8.
All right, sounds good. We're going to let you get on out of here, though. Before we do, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to all the teammates, Travis, Ryan, Craig, Hunter. I mean, all of them, we were working together well, and Travis and Ryan made sure to help us out as much as they could, and helping us prepare was awesome. I'd like to thank my girlfriend watching at home. Thank my paints. Bird Wraps have been putting out some absolute fire paints, so shout out again to Hunter Geyer. Yeah, thank you, Austin, for running such a good stream and doing what you do.
All right, we appreciate it. And we definitely appreciate Bird Wraps here at Rebel Racing Network, the new partner on Rebel Racing Network, and the ones responsible for that Rebel Racing Network paint scheme on track. So, I'm going to shout them out as well tonight, too. But congratulations again on a top 3 and punching your ticket through, Jackson. We will see you back here next week.
All right. Thanks, Austin. I'll see you then.
All right, have a good night, buddy.
Yep.
Once again, that was Jackson Sibley coming in third here tonight. We're going to move on to our second place finisher, Michael Boyd, driver of the number 21. Michael, it's Austin up at the booth. You got me?
Yeah.
All right, man. Congratulations on a second place finish here tonight. And I've got to ask you about that last lap move. We've been kind of watching the teams. We know you and Jordan Stencil are not teammates, but it seemed like you guys were working together and talking to each other to get around Jackson Sibley there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I was working with him pretty much the whole entire race. I was pushing him even in the beginning. So, I mean, it was either work with the 7 or work with him, and I just chose to work with him because I was working with him the whole entire race.
All right. Well, it looks like it paid off, and I do believe this is your first time with a podium finish here this season. You are a champ or a playoff driver. You were currently sitting in 9th coming into this one, but with Cody Sanderson ran into some issues. You finished ahead of Omar Rodriguez Jr., Connor Price. You definitely, it looks like you've definitely punched your ticket through to the second round of the playoffs. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, I just bought this track too, so I wasn't too sure how I was going to do on it. So I'm just surprised on how good I finished. I mean, it was the best finish I've had all year too. So I'm really happy with this finish.
All right. Well, we're glad to see you getting your first podium of this season. We're going to let you get on out of here, though, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you race next week. Before we do, though, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, R&B Wheels and Tires, Steve's Garage, BizTech Bowling, M&M Customs, JW Graphics, Average Joe's Racing for giving me a spot on the team this season. You guys up in the booth, my friends and family watching, and I'm excited for next week. I'm hoping for a championship. Somehow I can pull it off.
All right. Well, it's the playoffs and anything can happen. Good luck the last two races. We'll see you back here next week. Have a good night, buddy.
Yep, you too.
Thank you. All right. Once again, that was Michael Boyd, driver of the number 21, getting his first podium finish of the season. But we're going to move on to tonight's winner, Jordan Stencil. Jordan, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Austin.
All right, man. I want to say congratulations on a first place finish, but we were just clued into what happened on pit road between you and Hunter Geyer. And I've got to say, as you know, he's driving the Rebel Racing Network car. I'm feeling some type of way, buddy.
I don't blame you. I feel pretty crappy. I didn't mean to get in the back of them entering pit road. I was just trying to be aggressive to make sure that I was grouped up with them when they left. But I don't know if he broke a little earlier. I just drove in too deep. But yeah, I don't feel great about ruining Hunter's race because I know it kind of wrecked it after that for him because he got black flag for speeding, I believe. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Not much I can do about it now.
It is what it is, and we've been talking about it the last 2 weeks getting on pit road, especially under green here. You know, not something that you guys have really had to worry about in practice here with the amount of cautions we saw at the beginning of the season, but we went flag to flag here tonight, and you know, so it looks like, I believe this was like our second round of green flag pit stops here in the ARCA series. You know, and with it being such a complicated track with the actual entrance or the decision box being on the back stretch and the entrance being in first place, you know, do you think that played a little bit of a factor into that incident on pit road?
Oh, for sure. Because I think if it was like a green flag stop anywhere else, whether it be, I don't know, Kansas or Vegas or any like mile and a half, your standard mile and a half, or even any regular super speedway, it's kind of an easy on off. You kind of just file out and funnel in kind of thing. But here it's just because like you said, the entryway is on the backstretch. So you kind of trying to be aggressive, but not too aggressive. And if you overstep the line, you see what happens, I guess. So it's unfortunate. I don't like to kind of ruin anyone's race like that, but yeah, it is what it is, and I'm happy I'm in victory lane finally.
All right, and yes, this is your first win of the season, so congratulations on that. Take us through that last lap move to get around Jackson Sibley.
So I know I had Michael's help there for probably the last, I don't know, 50, 60 laps since his teammate had connection issues. Wesley had connection issues. So me and Michael kind of hung together for both the last two pit stops there. So kind of was just timing the move. And then he gave me a good shot coming out of two there and then kind of carried the momentum down the backstretch, getting around the 7 there.
All right, well, it worked out, and you took home the win here tonight. We're going to let you get on out of here and start the celebration. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
Shout out to my wife and my newborn son. I just became a dad 4 weeks ago, so it's getting an adjustment to dad life has been interesting, but I appreciate my wife taking the reins while I can come downstairs and race every Monday night with a great league. So shout out to the admins. They do a fantastic job running the league, and on to Chicagoland next week.
All right, well, congratulations, buddy. Congratulations again, buddy, and we will see you back here next week.
Appreciate it, Austin.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, once again, that was Jordan Stencil taking home his first win of the season here in the playoffs. And I see the chat lighting up. Travis Neiman saying, bring Hunter in. And I am a man of the people. So we are going to bring Hunter Geyer into the booth to get his thoughts on what happened there on pit road. Hunter, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Austin. How you doing, man?
I'm doing a lot better than you tonight, buddy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know how much of that you caught, but, you know, we've had some requests to hear your thoughts on what went down on pit road. Take us through that entrance to pit road and that black flag.
Yeah. I mean, Jackson and I, he basically said it perfectly. We were running a perfect race. You know, Jordan and Michael, we were all kind of working together there. We were all running 1, 2, 3, 4. The majority of the race. And then, you know, we decided to pit there lap 100 because I knew all the Apex guys were all sticking together, so we knew we had to get out ahead of them and keep our distance in between them. So you kind of just went in there and, all following in single file, and we're trying to slow up as much as we can because, Atlanta has a really weird pit entry, and I might have been right. It was probably a perfect pit entry, and then I got that bump from Jordan, and it sent me sideways, and I think I was like 3 or 4 miles per hour over and got the penalty. It's obviously unfortunate. Jordan has apologized, and I wouldn't say I'm okay with it, but it is tough racing. But unfortunately, I think this incident probably ended my season. And you know, I had my doubts last week, even getting into the playoffs. And I kind of just squeezed my way in, and this is not the way I wanted to end it. But racing's, I guess.
All right. Well, we appreciate your thoughts, buddy. We're gonna let you get on out of here. So,
Appreciate it, Austin.
tough luck tonight, but we'll be looking forward to seeing you back on track here next week, and as well as in the Third Coast Racing Xfinity Series doing their.
Absolutely. Yep. Be looking forward to that.
Yep, and I will be on track with you guys tomorrow night. So, looking forward to that,
Sounds
buddy.
good.
All right, have a good night, man.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, once again, that was Hunter Geyer just giving his thoughts at the request of Travis Neiman. We're going to move on to our official race results here, though. And once again, Jordan Stencil taking home the win here tonight. Michael Boyd finishes second. Jackson Sibley in third. Seth LaCroix will finish fourth. Omar Rodriguez Jr. in fifth. Connor Price finishes sixth. Sean Merriman finishes seventh. Tanner Witt in eighth. Robert Lawson comes home ninth. Jonathan Wiley in 10th. Craig Peterson in 11th. Alex Finney in 12th. Travis Neiman will finish 13th. Hunter Geyer in 14th. Stephen Linger finishes 15th. Preston Shepard in 16th. Cody Sanderson will finish 17th. Tristan Haynes in 18th. And 19th will be Ethan Straub. Ryan Mack finishes 20th. Chris Jones in 21st. Mike Hill will come home 22nd. Thomas Adams finishes 23rd. Wesley Lynch will finish 24th. And John Anthony gonna round out your field back there in 25th. And I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight. Make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe button wherever you are watching. And make sure you guys tune in next Sunday night for the NORA Cup Series live from EchoPark Speedway. This one was exciting even with no cautions. An exciting finish, and the Cup Series will not disappoint either. That is their first round of the playoffs. Then the ARCA Series will be back on next Monday night, January 19th, for 120 laps at Chicagoland Speedway for the round of 8. And stay tuned, because in February, the Third Coast Racing Xfinity Series will be back. They are currently running recruitment races. Please reach out on the channel, reach out in Discord, reach out to Dakota Dennis or Marcus Castle there if you are interested in running that. And we will see you back here in February for the Third Coast Racing Xfinity Series. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Like, follow, subscribe, and we will see you next week.